Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Rod Hill coming to you from downtown Portland on a Thursday. And yes, we are on track for rainy weather overall on Friday and Saturday. Everything we've been talking about. I've got the KGW Futurecast model, which is a nice color animation. I think has a chance to be spot on. I'm going to show you in terms of how this is going to play out. And remember, we've talked about this. Unfortunately, there are lots of things going on this Friday and especially Saturday. We have in Portland the Juneteenth parade on Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard on Saturday. Good chance that's going to be steady rain. Cannon Beach has a big, I think, sandcastle event. Good chance that's going to have some rain. But it is what it is. And as I've been saying, it was dry in May. So far, June's only had 18/100ths of an inch. You typically don't get much rain in July or August, so it's really going to be beneficial for us to get this rain. Our rain total for the water year in Portland, by the way, 31.32 inches. That's now more than 2.5 inches off the mark. So if we're going to finish the water year normal, which in September 30th, we got to squeeze in some good rain days between now and then. And there really aren't that many opportunities typically between now and the end of September, believe it or not, to get rain. So I'm going to show you all of this in more detail, but here's the uh, satellite photo I grabbed off of weather.gov. The rainmaker, the upper level low, you can see it sitting right here. The cloudiness, all this is going to be, this low is literally going to move right over on top of Portland tomorrow, and that will bring instability and that will fuel the chance of some downpours with hail and even rumbles of thunder. We'll also, of course, have the updated rain total projection map. All this brought to you by the Momentous Wealth Podcast. Listen on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify for your selection of investment topics meant to educate you from local firm Momentous Wealth Management. This is really meant for people like me that have 401ks, mutual funds, you're saving for retirement, and that type of thing. Okay, let's get you rolling with what we think this is going to be. Here's that satellite loop. What I want to point out, because it's kind of interesting. So again, Portland right in here. You can see Oregon. There's Washington, of course, the Valley of California, and there's Idaho up in here. We're enjoying beautiful sunshine today. So if you look at this, it looks like, wow, this is the system back here, right? But no, the upper level low that's going to be pushing inland and producing all of this is this circulation right here that doesn't look as impressive. But on the backside, this storm system will weaken and some of its moisture will wrap into this low, which is going to be the one that moves into us. I don't see a lot of wind with this outside of erratic winds if we get some scattered downpours of hail and thunder and that type of thing. And that chance is really on Friday. But overall, this is, again, I think going to be really beneficial. So here is the latest rain potential map. And most of the modeling is now locking into this. So this is courtesy of KGW TV. I believe this is the European model that I have plugged in here, actually. So I always tell people don't get obsessed or locked into attaching numbers to cities. Like, don't think, okay, Corvallis is definitely going to get 68/100ths of an inch. I wish the models were that good. They're not. What they are good enough to do sometimes is show you what the overall range is going to be. So if you look at the coast and the valley, you come up with a range of, well, most of us have a solid chance to pick up at least a half of an inch of rain. And if you get caught in some downpours, maybe at the coast and maybe in the valley for that matter, you could pick up an inch of rain. And then it's important to note, while the numbers are smaller, this does show measurable rainfall scattered across central and eastern areas of our state. There's almost a quarter in Bend, almost a quarter of an inch out in LeGrand as well. Okay, now here is the Futurecast model. We are partly cloudy today. I'm going to play this. Here's tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. The first wave of scattered showers come in. You can see the bright yellow colors. Those are scattered downpours, maybe some hail, maybe some rumbles of thunder. Numerous showers at times through much of the day tomorrow. Saturday, completely different animal. Look up in Longview. This is a solid batch of steady, widespread rain that drops north to south down I-5 through the day. So if that is correct, I think this will play one more time. The hours of about 8 a.m. Saturday through about 3 in the afternoon could see not stormy weather, but just steady rain. And maybe a lot of that's moderate rainfall. So that's a pretty good soak. So it's interesting. It's scattered on Friday with a storm chance. Saturday, it's more of a widespread rain field. Now, as you watch the steady rain on Saturday, here's the coast. The modeling that came out this morning kind of has a coast on the back end of the steady rain. So if you're going to be at the beach on Saturday, just something to watch for. Maybe the rain is more from the coast range into the I-5 corridor. it's at least a possibility. And remember, what's causing this wraparound steady rain that's being pulled north to south down the valley on Saturday is the low that comes in Friday. And then by Saturday, that low is off to the east. So the flow around the low pulls in that moisture on the backside of the low and drops it down. So my point is, if the low moves far enough off to the east by Saturday, maybe that back edge of the steady rain band is over the I-5 corridor, or the back edge is into the coast range. And then all of a sudden, while it's raining in Portland, maybe the coast is fairly dry. That's just something to watch for, okay? And then it looks like most of this rain, if not all of it, will be ending Saturday overnight. I think by the time we get to Saturday evening, the steady stuff is over, which is what this shows. Here's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's steady rain. Here's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The rain's dropping south down toward Eugene. So if you have plans Saturday evening, um, potentially it's just some scattered showers and maybe it's fairly dry where you are. All right. So here's a look at what we always show you, the overall flow pattern. This is the American GFS model. This is this afternoon. Big low sitting offshore. It's a pretty good one. That's a 546 enclosed contour at 500 millibars. There's the low. So notice how this low, this is Friday morning, this is Friday afternoon. Yeah, it moves literally right over Portland and right over Oregon and much of Washington. And then by Saturday morning, the low is now moving. Here it is, the center, starting to move into Idaho. Now, again, the flow pattern goes counterclockwise. So it's the back edge, follow my cursor, that's going to grab moisture and then drag it on the back side of the low down the I-5 corridor. So by Saturday evening, now the low is all the way over into Idaho. And that's what I'm talking about. So, not sure where the back end of that steady rain push is going to be Saturday, but it could be inland. Now, by Sunday, let me play this into Sunday morning. Now, the cold trough is clearly east of Oregon and Washington. We're in the northwest flow pattern on the back end of it. So for now, I'm leaving a scattered shower threat in Sunday's forecast. But please understand, Sunday may just turn out to be completely dry. And then you see we have not really ridging, but we have stabilizing flows with some warmer air coming in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Here's Wednesday, the 25th. The models kind of vary whether we're going to be up into the 80s or not. Most of the models like us being in the 80s, if not Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But if you look at this latest animation, there's 576 height. So that's borderline. I wouldn't be shocked if the models cool off those outputs and we're only in the 70s mid part of next week, but we'll see. It does appear to be dry. The next, and let me just keep playing this. So here's the next stronger trough, and this is not until, well, this is Tuesday, July 1st. So it's still possible we don't have any more 90s this month. The 20th is tomorrow. Very possible we have no more 90s here in the valley anyway during June. And it's possible that we start off July with some more rain. That's an upper level low, pretty good one. That would be rain developing on the 1st of July, raining on the 2nd of July, the big low moving inland on July 3rd. Here comes July 4th. Now, you would expect this timing to change, and maybe the location of the low and the depth of the low will also change. But as of right now, July 4th, we're on the back edge of that, maybe some scattered showers. And then that moves out, and then we start to warm up on July 5, 6, 7. So we'll see how all of that plays out. Okay. So I hope that all of this has been helpful. If you have plans this Friday or Saturday, kind of get a fix on what's going on. So let's go around the horn real quick. Here's Medford. Beautiful day today on this Juneteenth, 80 degrees. Shower chances, certainly even down in the southern Oregon on Friday and Saturday, and then it's all dry and warming back up. This does show some heat down south, 92 Tuesday, 90 on Wednesday of next week. What about in Central Oregon? You're going to see the chance of showers set up Friday, likely showers Saturday, a dry Sunday. That all makes sense. There's some warmth next week building, Tuesday 85, Wednesday 89. But again, look for those numbers. Some of the modeling to me is hinting at those temperatures might cool off from what the projections are right now. I'm talking about the mid part of next week. Here's Pendleton. Again, I haven't said this in a while, but see the misspelling? This is an automated feed from NOAA, so I can't fix that. I sent in a help ticket. I never heard back. So I apologize for the spelling error. I know it's there. I can't do anything about it. 79 degrees today, and then showers even out into the Great Basin out toward Pendleton, or I should say the Columbia Basin, pardon me. 70 on Friday and Saturday, and a shower chance lingering on Sunday, and some 90s next Tuesday, Wednesday, potentially. Okay. All right. Up in Seattle, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, shower chances are alive. Most likely would be Friday, Saturday. And then there's that warmer weather next Tuesday and Wednesday, and all dry as well. Okay. What about in our capital city here in Oregon, Salem? 74 this afternoon. The cooler weather, 62, 60 with the rain at times Friday, Saturday, the drier Sunday. Sunday may just be totally dry. This may be correct. And then up into the 80s potentially Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Eugene's going to be very similar. Here are the numbers for Eugene. Yeah, you fast forward the next week, Monday, 81, 84, Tuesday, 84, Wednesday. And then down in the North Bend, showers Friday, Saturday, otherwise all dry. Temperatures kind of typical for beach weather. Highs anywhere from 50s to 62, 64. Okay. All right. So I took you through that pretty quickly, and I feel like the modeling really does have a good handle on this. My 7 day for Portland, courtesy of Hazeldale Tire Pros. 74 on this Juneteenth would match yesterday's high. There's the scattered showers, numerous at times with potential hail, rumbles of thunder, or downpours mixed in. No storm threat on Saturday, but the hours of steady rain that set up potentially between about 8 and 3 p.m. from north to south, dropping through the area. Lingering shower chance on Sunday, which if the weather models look tomorrow morning like they look right now, I'll probably take away that shower chance. So feel good about your outdoor plans on Sunday right now is the point. And then I will go right now with the warmer numbers, but realize that maybe these will cool down. 80 Monday, 85 Tuesday, 85 Wednesday of next week. And then real quick, I want to remind you that with the showers picking up Friday and then some cooler weather Friday overnight and Saturday morning, Timberline's 47 right now. This shows government camp 44 Friday, government camp 43 Saturday. I still think it's possible that Timberline gets sticking snow Friday overnight and Saturday morning at 6,000 feet. If you're going to be up there, just something to watch for. My Mount Hood page, you can find on my weather site, portlandweather.com, brought to you by Hillcrest Sales, Service, Rentals, a complete outdoor skiing and boarding shop located in Gresham. Okay. I'm Rod Hill. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.